Can you define pH?
pH is the negative log of the hydrogen ion concentration at base 10.
Can you
That
define
tells us a lot,
pH?
doesn't it?
Can you define pH in terms that a government major would understand?
It might be the number of the relative amount of free hydrogen ions floating around relative to the potential of that. You know, those hydrogen ions might be hanging on to stuff, and you may not see it quite as much, and that's why maybe the freshness would be, or my idea of freshness of acidity would be that there's, it's easy, a lot of these easy reactable hydrogen ions floating around. So it does seem, you know, really have a lot of verve, whereas if more of those hydrogen ions are kind of stuck on to the organic acid molecule, they may not be quite as readily accessible to your palate and other types of things. So even though they are there, and you were to count them all, say, okay, hydrogen ions are all going to split off these organic acid molecules, and we're going to run you through the door. Hydrogen ions go through this door, everybody else goes through this door, and you've got somebody clicking, counting all the hydrogen ions that go through there. You could have the same number of hydrogen ions, but the amount of them that are free in a given pair of liquids, it's going to seem different to you when you taste it because of how many of them are free.
So you could test chemically for hydrogen ions and pH and taste very differently from the actual number that the sheet says. Two different wines that have a pH of the same can taste very different.
That's
based
right.
on free hydrogen ions.
Exactly. So you can vary one or the other, and they will taste different to you. Probably a lot of the reason that difference occurs is either just the amount of potassium that's in there, and potassium ions themselves have some sort of taste to them, tending toward maybe a bitterness or an easier sense of bitterness in the wine. Either it accentuates the bitter things or it has it itself. I tend to think it has it itself, but that may just be a misconception on my part. But nonetheless, a wine that has a lot of potassium ions in it, hence a higher pH, you may sense a little more bitterness in that wine.